Upsetting. I don't know, I read that recently, the French chopping people's heads off with a guillotine in the 80s, but there we are. And so the translation has some leeway there. This is the closest perhaps Jake gets to a serious song. Remember the bands and the grand parades, the flags and banners and the fine cockades, and how we all looked up to see the king up there in his balcony. And he told us we was young and brave, must never become the foreigner's slave. If the foreigner comes off best, he said, you'll be better off dead. This was a couple of weeks before we was killed in the war. Remember the drums and the trumpets played the day we set sail for the great crusade, and how we all looked up to see the vicar in the quay. And he told us we was grand and good, to fight for God as good men should. If the enemy comes off best, he said, you'll be better off dead. This was a couple of days before he was killed in the war. Remember the night before the raid, when the drums began that racket they made, and how we all looked up to see the captain of our company. And he told us we was brave and strong, let fame and glory spur us on. If the enemy comes off best, he said, you'll be better off dead. This was a couple of hours before we was killed in the war. Remember the shock of the ambuscade, and remember the terrible fusillade, and how we all looked up to see the curious face of the enemy. And he was young and shabby and seemed to be about as foreign as you or me. I never did catch what the poor sod said when he made sure we was dead. This was a couple of shakes before we was killed in the war.